Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my predicted 11 for Manchester United's game against Burnley. So I'm going to go with the 4-3-3 formation. In goal, David De Gea. David De Gea was rested for the game against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup 4th round. We went with Dean Henderson in goal for the game against Middlesbrough. It was only Henderson's third appearance of the season. Henderson made a couple of saves to deny Matt Crooks early in the second half, and he made a good save to deny Aaron Connolly from close range in extra time. Revert back to De Gea. De Gea recently got named the Premier League Player of the Month for January. He became the first goalkeeper to win the award in 6 years. De Gea has been sensational this season. He's now back to his best. This season has been De Gea's 11th season at Manchester United, so he has been a long servant. He's been with us since the Sir Alex Ferguson era, and earlier on this season De Gea said he's planning to spend many more years at Manchester United. His contract at Manchester United expires next year. De Gea receives £375,000 a week, so he's the second highest earner at the club behind Cristiano Ronaldo. He has won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. Revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back as he did decide to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks. Manchester United got De Gea from Atletico Madrid back in 2011, and we paid over £17 million for him. Right back, I'm going to go with Diego Dalot. Diego Dalot played against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. To be fair, Dalot's been impressive under Ralph Rangnick. Dalot is our first choice right back under Rangnick. Do you think Dalot will leave Manchester United in the summer? He has been subjected to transfer speculation before. Last season, Dalot had a loan spell with AC Milan. Reflecting on that, he gained some experience. Manchester United got Dalot a few years ago from Porto. Man United paid £19 million, brought him in under the Jose Mourinho era. Dalot's contract at Manchester United expires next year. So him at right back, yeah. The two centre-backs, I'm going to go with Raphael Varane and Harry Maguire. Raphael Varane played well against Middlesbrough in the Cup. He played very well in the win against West Ham before the international break. He also played very well in the 3-1 win against Brentford. I think Varane's been very good since he recovered from that hamstring injury. Varane's had 2 injuries since he signed for the club. The first injury he got was a groin injury, and of course the second injury was a hamstring injury. Most of the time when Varane plays though, he seems to make the difference. He is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced, And he has got a good pedigree behind him, because look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at Real Madrid. Manchester United signed Varane last summer, got him for 41 million with add-ons included. Manchester United paid 34 million up front. Varane's under contract with Man United until 2025. There's an option of a further year. Harry Maguire, he played against Middlesbrough in the Cup, and to be honest with you, I thought he was poor. He was all over the place at the back, and he was caught out of position quite a few times. Maguire's endured a very poor season. He's not a leader. Manchester United need to sell Maguire in the summer. Maguire has had a few injuries, hasn't he, since he became a Man United player. Earlier on this season had a minor injury, then before that he had a calf injury. Towards the end of last season had ligament damage in his ankle. He's been a Manchester United player for over 2 years. Manchester United overpaid for Maguire. We got him for 80 million, so he's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and the second most expensive signing at the club, behind Paul Pogba. So yeah, left back, I'm going to go with Alex Telles. That's if Telles is fit. Telles missed the game against Middlesbrough in the Cup because of injury, so obviously we went with Luke Shaw against Middlesbrough. Telles, to be fair though, has been impressive under Ralph Rangnick. And Telles is our first choice left back under Rangnick. The reason Manchester United brought Telles in was to provide competition for Luke Shaw. Manchester United got Telles from Porto back in 2020. We got him for 15.4 million with add-ons included. Do you think Telles could leave the club in the summer? Well, he has been subjected to transfer speculation before. So yeah, Telles at left back. The three centre midfielders, I'm going to go with Paul Pogba, Scott McTominay and Bruno Fernandes. Paul Pogba played in the Cup against Middlesbrough and he played very well, especially in the first half. Don't forget as well, Pogba was the one that won the penalty in normal time. It was the first time Paul Pogba had played in 3 months, because Pogba was out with injury for a while, and Pogba is injury prone because he's sustained quite a few injuries since he re-signed for the club. It said the other week that Pogba is willing to stay at Manchester United as long as Ralph Rangnick is the manager for next season. Pogba's been impressed by Ralph Rangnick since his arrival, and he said Pogba would be open to signing a new contract. He's out of contract at Manchester United in the summer. A couple of months ago, there was reports saying that Man United had allegedly offered Pogba a new £500,000 a week contract. That would have made Pogba the highest paid player in Premier League history, but he came out and denied that he'd been offered that contract. This season has been Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he re-signed. He's played over 200 games since he re-signed. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. and Manchester United paid £89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, is our most expensive sign at the moment. We had him when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. McTominay, he played against Middlesbrough. Weren't too good, to be honest with you. But I've got to say that McTominay has been one of our best performers under Ralph Rangnick. The good games McTominay's had, of what I've seen, I thought McTominay was very good in the 3-1 win against Brentford because he was involved in the build-up to 2 of the goals. He also played very well against Aston Villa in the FA Cup 3rd round. The only goal of that game came from McTominay header and he got man of the match. McTominay also played very well in the game against Norwich away last year, and he played very well on the opening day against Leeds. He's been part of the club for a long time. Revert back to 2020, he signed a 5-year contract with Manchester United. So reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. And Bruno Fernandes, obviously he played against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. He had chances. One chance, he hit the post. I don't know how Bruno Fernandes didn't score that. Fernandes did get an assist against Middlesbrough for the Jadon Sancho goal. It was a precise ball from Fernandes to pick out Jadon Sancho. Fernandes played very well in the games against Brentford and Aston Villa away in the league, because against Brentford, Fernandes got 2 assists, and in the 2-2 draw against Villa, Bruno Fernandes scored both of Manchester United's goals. Fernandes, though, has enjoyed a lot of poor games this season. To be honest with you, I thought he was far superior last season to how he has been this season. Earlier on this season, Fernandes rejected a new contract offer from Man United. It said Bruno Fernandes' contract talks are postponed until the summer, having turned down an offer last year. It said Bruno Fernandes is demanding similar money to the top earners at the club. Fernandes receives £100,000 a week at the moment. He's under contract with Man United until 2025. There's an option of a further year. He's been a Manchester United player for 2 years. Manchester United got Bruno Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. But he is one of the best players we've got. Left wing, I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford. To Rashford's credit, he's picked up form in the last few games. Rashford played against Middlesbrough in the Cup. Rashford had some chances in that game. He also had a goal disallowed for offside. Rashford came off the bench and scored in the 93rd minute against West Ham before the international break. He came off the bench and scored in the game against Brentford. Reflecting on that, that ended Marcus Rashford's 3-month goal drought. Let's be honest, Rashford has endured a lot of poor games since he had that operation on his shoulder, and a lot of Manchester United fans, including me, have said that Rashford has not been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. Rashford missed the first 2 months of the season with, that shoulder problem. Earlier on this season as well, he had a minor leg injury. Rashford's been targeted by PSG. Barcelona went in for him earlier on this season as well. Rashford's contract at Manchester United expires next year. Earlier on this season, it said Rashford was preparing to open contract talks with Manchester United. Rashford's been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he broke into our senior squad back in 2016, and since then Rashford's gone to make nearly 300 appearances in all competitions. He's only the age of 24. On the right wing, I'm going to go with Jadon Sancho, if fit, because I think Sancho's picked up a minor injury. To Sancho's credit, he played very well against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. Sancho scored a good goal. I think it took a slight deflection, did his goal. Sancho should have scored in 90 seconds because Sancho did hit the crossbar. Probably that game against Middlesbrough is probably the best game Sancho's endured so far as a Manchester United player. He's endured some other good games as well since he's signed for the club. I thought Sancho was good in the game against Burnley at Old Trafford. That was the final game of last year. Unfortunately, he was denied a goal in that game. I thought Sancho also played very well in the games against Chelsea and Villarreal away because he scored in both of them games. And I thought he played well in the first half against Crystal Palace last year. Prior to the Middlesbrough game, Sancho I think missed the last couple of games, didn't he, due to personal reasons. So yeah, it looks like Sancho's starting to come good now, but he's still done nowhere near as well as a lot of Manchester United fans expected of him, but it does take some players time to settle in. Revert back to when we had Solskjaer, we couldn't get the best out of Sancho. Because obviously Solskjaer persistently played him out of position, and there was quite a few games Sancho didn't even play in under Solskjaer. Before Man United, Sancho endured 4 years with Borussia Dortmund. Man United signed Sancho last summer for 78 million with add-ons included. Man United paid 73 million up front. Sancho's got a contract with Man United until June 2026 as an option of a further year. So yeah, Sancho at right wing. And striker, I'm going to go with Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo, of course, played against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. Ronaldo had chances. One of his chances was an overhead kick. He also missed a penalty in normal time against Middlesbrough. So his finishing was very poor. Like I updated you yesterday, he said Manchester United consider swapping Cristiano Ronaldo for PSG boss Mauricio Pochettino. Well, it's said earlier on this season that Ronaldo will leave Man United in the summer if they fail to qualify for the Champions League, and it said that Ronaldo faces a 25% pay cut should Manchester United fail to qualify for the Champions League. Around 3 weeks ago, don't forget, Ronaldo gave an interview and he was very critical of the youngsters, so reflecting on that, he was demanding more from the youngsters, and Ronaldo said that Rangnick will do a good job at Man United, and he also said, I'm not at Man United to compete for 6th or 7th, he said finishing below 3rd is unacceptable. Since Ronaldo re-signed, he's scored 14 goals in all competitions, and he's got over 800 goals in his career. Man United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million, with add-ons included. His contract at the club expires next year, but there's an option to extend his contract for a further year. Ronaldo receives nearly £500,000 a week, so reflecting on that, he's the highest earner at the club at the moment. He's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. So that's how I think Manchester United could line up against Burnley. Lindelof, he's obviously been out due to personal reasons. Bailly, he recently picked up an injury as well, but Bailly doesn't really get in the team. You obviously know the news regarding Mason Greenwood. I updated you about Greenwood, didn't I, yesterday? Manchester United players back Mason Greenwood. Manchester United's decision to freeze Greenwood out has angered some United players, because obviously he is innocent until he's guilty. You know, Greenwood is banned from England and Manchester United. He won't be able to train or play any matches. Last week, Greenwood was released on bail after his arrest. Well, Greenwood's been arrested twice for sexual assault, making threats to kill, rape and assault. And not so long ago, Greenwood was removed from FIFA 22. Tahith Chong, I think he's also picked up an injury as well. Bruno Fernandes, like I've mentioned, he recently picked up a knock, but he should be available for this game. Tellez should be available for this game. So too should Jadon Sancho. The last time Manchester United lost at Turf Moor was back in 2009. It was 1-0 to Burnley. If you do remember, Robbie Blake scored a screamer. Burnley are bottom of the league at the moment, and reflecting on that, Sean Dyche is under pressure. If Burnley get relegated this season, I can see Sean Dyche being sacked. Sean Dyche has been a very long-serving manager at Burnley. He's been Burnley manager for around a decade. Burnley appointed him in back in 2012. He's got a contract with Burnley until 2025. Before Burnley, he managed Watford. Burnley recently drew 0-0 against Watford. Like I've mentioned on the preview, I do know quite a few of the players that Burnley have got. Burnley obviously have got Match Vidra. He's been out with injury. They've got Ashley Barnes. He had injury not so long ago, but he's not injured now. They've got Jay Rodriguez. They've got Wout Weghorst. Burnley signed Wout Weghorst last month. They got him from Wolfsburg. Burnley paid £12 million. And Wout Weghorst signed a 3.5-year deal with Burnley. He recently made his Burnley debut. Obviously, Wout Weghorst is the replacement for Chris Wood, because last month Chris Wood left Burnley to go to Newcastle. Ashley Westwood, he's quite good. Aaron Lennon, Burnley have him. Aaron Lennon is a former Everton, Tottenham and Leeds player. They've got Jack Cork, Burnley. They've got Josh Brownhill. Josh Brownhill didn't play any part in Burnley's game against Watford because he was suspended. Burnley also have Goodmanson. He's been out with injury. Burnley have Connor Roberts. I think he had COVID earlier on this season. They've got Dwight McNeil. They got Dale Stephens. Burnley got Dale Stephens from Brighton. They have Eric Peters, Phil Bardsley, Matthew Lawton. They've got James Tarkowski. James Tarkowski is a good centre-half. They have Ben Mee, Charlie Taylor. Charlie Taylor has been out with a foot injury. And the goalkeepers Burnley have got, obviously they've got Wayne Hennessy, who they got from Crystal Palace. They have Will Norris and they've got Nick Pope. So there you go. Manchester United won this fixture at Turf Moor last season, 1-0. And Man United beat Burnley at Old Trafford 3-1 in the final game of last year. You know, don't forget Man United are coming into the game having been knocked out of the fourth round of the FA Cup by Middlesbrough. Obviously Middlesbrough won 8-7 on penalties. Anthony Elanga missed the decisive penalty. And reflecting on that, Anthony Elanga was racially abused. I disagree with that completely. It was 1-1 after extra time. Manchester United's next game after Burnley is Southampton. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.